A basic guide to identifying metals for a beginning scrap metal enthusiast. Uh, the most things that you're going to be dealing with is stainless steel, copper, aluminum, and regular sheet steel. We won't get into anything advanced like tungsten and all this other stuff that you're probably going to have to put some money into to get that kind of stuff. So we'll just start out with just some basics of identification. A lot of people have a hard time distinguishing between aluminum and stainless steel. And the best thing that you can use in scrapping is have a good old magnet and some type of rough surface. This is an old grinding wheel. Some people use a file, a wood file, works okay. A file like you would use on a chainsaw would work okay. Anything that you want to scuff up the surface with. And we'll start with yellow brass and copper. You'll see some copper in different things and some yellow brass. I know the camera's not real good, but those look, if you put them right beside each other, they look pretty well like the same thing. But if you take this copper and take it on your rough surface and open that up, get all the stuff off of it, that's going to be copper. I mean, look like a brand new penny on the inside. You take the same thing here with your yellow brass fitting piece, and it's going to be a bright gold brass color, and that's a good way to tell yellow brass and copper apart. You will get some older stuff like off of furniture pulls and that kind of thing that you think for sure is going to be yellow brass. You grind it down on your edge and get that the chemical coating off of it, and it's going to be cast aluminum instead of brass. And you don't want to take a bunch of yellow brass stuff and have a bunch of these cast aluminum pieces in there, because they'll grind one of those down and then pay you a lot less because it wasn't separated. Now, stainless steel is just like steel. It's sturdy. It's reliable. They use it in a lot of parts. But one surefire way to tell ahead of time is stainless steel won't rust. It may have a rust stain on it where a steel piece was against it, but it will not rust. And compared to aluminum, there's a big difference in weight. This stainless steel piece weighs a whole lot less than this aluminum piece. And if you're really not sure, you can take a stainless steel and put a small magnet on a string, and if you hold that magnet close to stainless steel, it doesn't have enough properties to pull the magnet and hold its own weight like if this was steel, but it will attract that magnet over to it, and that's a good way to tell right there too. You can put it against a grinder, and there's going to be different colored sparks, but that's a little more advanced too. This is just a beginning guide. In aluminum, there's going to be MLC, which is a good, clean, extruded type aluminum. Then there's a cast aluminum. Cast aluminum, if you put it on your rough surface, they're both going to grind down to a shiny silver. But cast aluminum, it's just used in cheaper things, and if you can get a hammer or something and pop it, it's going to open up and it's going to look grainy on the inside, and it'll break relatively easy. This aluminum, MLC, if you hit it with a hammer, it's just going to dent it. It's not going to break open like cast aluminum will. And the last thing we'll talk about is wire. A lot of people will take some wire will come out of certain electronics, and they'll peel it back and they'll say, oh, that's aluminum, and just throw it over in their aluminum or their insulated wire. But you have to watch. A lot of good solid copper wiring will be coated with aluminum on the outside. Now, this is an older piece of wire, and it has that look like it may have been aluminum. But you just take it down to your rough surface, scrape it along, and then you're going to see that good, clean, shiny, new penny look on the inside. And that's good number 2 copper instead of just aluminum insulated wire. And you'll see some other things. This is some copper piece that come out of an old electronics, not electronics, but a home wiring. Well, come out of a breaker box. And some of that stuff you just want to make sure it's clean of any steel, and rub that on your surface, and there's that new shiny penny look on the inside of it. So that's a good way of telling the different parts between your metals when you're just beginning. I want to thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please ask me questions either by posting below or sending me a message directly. I'll help you all I can and try to save you some money while making you some money. Thanks for watching, and happy scrapping.